Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, second matchup, week 2, season 21. Review very quickly the last match. We had all the advantages here. My opponent put a very weak defense down, and we just went crazy with the solo attacks. I think we got 7 out of 8. We tried a Grandmaster Yoda one. That is not recommended. But to show what he did with all the offense that he kept, got through the first wall no problem. Back territory, he had some issues, and I believe he had some issues in the other front territory. We'll take a quick look at that. So in the front territory here, 3 shots up against the Resistance heroes. This is why I love these guys. Even at gear 11, they do some work. And I really would prefer them even higher than that. But we got a lot of other projects we're working on. But it's why I keep pushing, like going after gear 11. It allows you to get something quick and then move on and work on another project. It gets you something usable quick. Not the best gear, not the ideal, but it's good enough. And it looks like, and we tripped him up again with this weird mishmash Lando team, which doesn't have a leader, but functions on being annoying. And if you don't think through the mechanics, you can get tripped up. It looks like he ran out of teams. But he was shallow in certain areas. Now, taking a look at our matchup today, we are looking at Caiaphas Kane. Take a quick look at what he's running in Arena. We've got SWGOH and the Negotiator. Depending on when his payouts are, that's perfectly respectable. And now looking at what the Hotbot has. Over here we are looking at... Let me zoom out again. He's got some decent mods, it looks like, on some of his key characters, but overall, as is typical, I have the advantages. I'm a 50 million GP advantage in the guild. What that usually means is Watt's not going to be as far along, or the Negotiator and the Malevolence might not be finished or as far along. Lifetime banners, though, that's good. That means he plays the game mode. The clears and undersizes, though, tells me he's not a serious player. Because you can see mine, where I've got basically 200 more clears, and my undersize is dwarf. And now, here, the overall GP is similar. I've got a slight edge in the top 80. Big advantage in the character GP. About 300k. Zeta's is close, which tells me he's been playing about the same time as me. And then the rest here, I've got the advantage in the gear 13s. The gear 12 is way more, and this is one of those sources of bloat that I try to warn players about. A lot of characters, especially now with relics, characters who you would want to get up to gear 12, they're not, the difference is almost non-existent. Now the 6-dot mods, he's very close to me, and that's not great. His 10 plus are decent. The 15 plus is okay, but the 20 plus is where I have a big advantage. Then these relic tiers, it's respectable. There's nothing egregious going on here. When we look at the rest of the roster, SLKR, no JKL. Why is his gas like that? These speeds are fine. Like here's Watt's not complete. Doesn't have the Malevolence. Let's take a look at what he set on defense. This one I'm kind of going in blind on. Alright. He's already attacked a little earlier. He might be done, probably is done. we'll break down his defense and then, or break down my defense and then take a look at his defense. Top territory. Resistance heroes coming through again. If you haven't worked on resistance yet and you're like a mid-game account, I think I would just go after the resistance heroes, even though they're harder gears than going after like gearing up Scavenger Ray or Resistance Trooper, some of those lesser characters. They're not, unless you're going for GL Ray, there's not a reason to have them. Rest of that territory is fine. Let's look down below. This shit again. Nute here does some more work for me. This has been a fairly regular occurrence. There's other Nute variations that are good in 3v3. This is the one that I've been using. I think there's a better one if you look at the SWGOH metadata. I don't think that's actually one that people use all that often. Looking at this back territory, didn't even attempt those battles. And then this Bastila team tripped him up 3 times. And that's, I've been talking a little bit about this one, where as a backwall team, I like how annoying it is. There's damage, there's a little bit of control, and that's what I want. Did I mess up that feed again? Is that Qira? No, it's Padme. Alright. I need to remember to keep smugglers for that feat. I think I kept enough. Because the last round I only had 2, not 3. And I believe we got 1 defend here from the Malevolence. Now taking a look here. From his Grand Arena history, he saved most everything for offense, so I didn't really think through this one. But he seems to have put down a stronger defense than he usually does. So we got CLS, we have a weak gas team, a Padme team that's weak. You know, I think I want to test my nest there. My nest isn't high enough in relics to go after like a full relic Padme, but I can probably take on this Padme. But we need to do the feat with nest. So we're going to throw in that team for the feat. So it's not going to be a true solo, but effectively it'll be a solo. Qira's lead, though, will make it a little easier. We are going to start down below. He's mixed up his separatists in a way that I don't think is going to help him. I'm going to start here at Shaak Ti. Because I feel like Shaak Ti, or going up against Grievous, is the best use of Shaak Ti in 3v3. I'm particular about my slots for no good reason. Let's shift to the inset. I don't think HK is going to be adding anything, but we'll see. I'm just going after HK because I don't want to trigger the taunt yet. I mean, Arc Trooper is going to clear it, but whatever. HK is also like the first damage. Let's see if we can get a stun. No. Let's just do it. All right, here's the big hit. Okay. That's bad. Kind of prefer to have Echo to the end. That's fine. Good enough. Oh, we got this weird Poggle and GBA team. Kind of want to just throw in Vader. Let's just do Palpatine. I don't need to go for solos. This is good enough. It's 'cause I just want the extra hit that the Palpatine lead gives me. Because now we can start off with Force Crush. I guess we'll throw a hit over here. Throw a hit on Poggle. Okay. I'm just trying to bring down the health pool before I chuck this. Why? I meant to chuck that over at Brood Alpha. I don't know. I'm like not thinking or paying attention. Because Brood Alpha was not in the slot that I'm used to him being. So my brain was being dumb. Just gotta wait until he takes his turn. I like these teams are a little different, but they're not different in a way that's really gonna make me think. The big mistake that I see that he made is he's made this territory pretty weak. The tougher one is up higher here. We'll take a quick look at it again. But he has CLS and gas here, and what else? He's got CLS, gas, Padme. That would have required me use up a few teams, even though they're not the most dangerous versions. I would have had to use up some teams to get through it. And right now I'm working my way through this lower territory without having to go deep. What have I been using here? I don't even remember what I've been using here. I think we're just going to CLS it. I want to keep Han and Chewie just in case we see a Darth Revan on the back wall. I don't think we will. I want to keep JML, Gas, and Jedi Knight Luke for that top territory or the back wall. So really, I have a preset. I got to get back in the mode of using these presets. As a CLS lets us use a decent team to get through this without having to use something too strong. And I wanted to keep Jedi Knight revving for some flexibility on the back wall as well. I far prefer C-3PO in the front slot. Yeah, I want to get rid of the buffs before the damage. We'll take out him. Probably should put Confuse over on the Stormtrooper to prevent the taunt, but whatever, we can take him out. I would like Luke to take another turn if he can. No. Oh, we got it. Alright. I wanted that protection back. What I've done with Nute in the past is I've taken Wampa in here with Watt and B2. But this is also way more damage than we usually deal with when we do that. But it is a way we can approach it without having to use anything that I care about. Because really what we're looking at with Wampa is really me goofing around. Like the solos are nice, but I don't need it. This is kind of... and it's not the best use of these characters, though. I'm just working on bringing down these stacks here. We got the Watt forcing the taunt onto B2. Oh, it's not worth doing the extortion in 3v3, but with the weapons tech, I'm going to be able to just knock Nute out and not have to worry about the revive, which is why I started doing this. Why did I cleanse him? We're just working on B1 to slowly bring down the stacks of damage. B2 is not the concern here. Get that revive. But I've lost Watt. This is why I was concerned about B1, because usually when I do this, B1's not around. Can we get rid of him? Just that AoE damage brings our banners down, but I don't care about the banners for this one in particular. I want to get through this territory without using any characters I care about. So now we're going into this back wall. We've got basically everything good except for my CLS, which is a fine trade to me. Okay, we got JTR. Nothing. Like, he's got a resistance heroes done, not at a proper gear level. The thing is, they're not really usable below. Well, I'll show this. They're not really usable before gear 11 because they die real easy. Like, really easily. I think I'd use JTR with droids if you're still working on the resistance heroes instead of gearing up those other ones. I want to get the healing immunity on him. I feel like this is always a little harder in 3v3. Let's land another healing immunity. Come on. Now let's get the retribution back up. Did that put blind on? Alright, whatever. In blind, so we did the AoE to get retribution up. Give me my healing immunity. We gotta go for the big hit to get the protection. Now we'll do it. Come on. Let's do it. Okay. So much fun. I think we're going to work on that front territory because those are the tougher teams. Then we'll see what's left, goof around. I do want to do the nest thing here because this is a weak Padme. But because of that feat, we are going this route. Because I actually haven't done this yet. My nest is a newer relic as far as my account goes. And I forget what relic level I have her at. I think I'm gonna leave off the retribution. Does that call assist? You're not gonna live long enough to put prepared on her. I'm gonna try and get prepared onto Nest if by some miracle Han lives. I guess the turn meter wasn't high enough for him. I think I need to just auto this. I don't think this is going to work out well for me because I've never even watched a video on this. I know it exists. And I don't know if she needs to be modded differently for it. Feels like with some bad timing, I'm going to lose my Nest though. Like, that's the bad timing. Oof. I think I need to control it a little bit. I need to not get stunned. I'm gonna time out. I may also just need higher relics on her. Probably said that already. And maybe I should be focusing on Padme. I was going after Anakin because he's Anakin, but also because he's gear 12. No. All right. I think I'm gonna have to watch a video on that. Now the rest of this, though, we'll just quickly blow up some of these things. How do we want to do this? I think we'll do Jedi Knight Luke here. I basically want to maximize all these teams. I don't want to combine them. Fine, you can have protection up. Stun him. Okay, whatever. I don't know why I threw Barris in here. Fine. God, it took too long. I think we'll just do a gas mirror. And I think I clicked on the wrong one. All right. Fine. Let's speed this up. Leave my Rex alone. You've got to be kidding me. This is a Relic 5 gas. You shouldn't be doing that much damage. Alright, we're just gonna Jedi Master this. He's not gonna do anything. E-Flex.
My goodness, your skills are quite...
Yeah. We're just gonna get through this stuff so we can have fun on the back wall. None of this stuff is interesting. My only testing was using Nest against Padme for the first time. So we'll do testing on the back wall. You know what I should have done was Bad Batch against Grievous. I don't have a Dispel. We're gonna have to wait. Negotiator on defense, though. We can do something with that. We'll use Bad Batch against JTR because there's 2 droids here at least. That's something. Although I feel like when I've looked at teams my opponents have brought against my Bad Batch, I've seen JTR before. I don't remember if it was successful or not. If it was, though, it probably was not this version. Sure. Yeah. I don't know, this is boring. Is it time for Furious yet? Oh my god. I don't know. Mandos? At this point, when I feel like testing out something that I don't really use, it's always Mandos. But I feel like that's because other teams have a use. I'm gonna try and take out Poe real quick to mess it up because Finn needs Poe to get inspired going. Without it, Finn doesn't really function. And Poe's the easier of the two to take out. So we put Beskar onto Bo so that she has a guaranteed counter, forcing her taunt with her lead special. Sometimes they do Gar Saxon with this because he'll assist with every counter, but he's a tank and doesn't do any damage. Canderous at least does a bunch of damage, but I need him at Relics. This would be more fun at Relics. And there's a big gear discrepancy. There's nothing really to learn from that. I beat everything else, right? Just these two teams? You know what? I'm gonna... What teams? It was Maul, Sidious, Marauder. I'm gonna try and Jango solo. I need to, like... find my joy. These guys are all weak. We can throw some debuffs down. We got a double hit for any stealth going on. I can probably blow these guys up. This feels like a safe Jango solo. And we got rid of the healing immunity from Sidious, so that's no longer a concern. Maul's gonna go down pretty easy too. I love a Jango solo. We're just gonna blow this up with. Ooh, no. We are gonna bam this, because that's another thing we can play with. And we're gonna use Commander Ahsoka. Alright. Let's do my birds. Always do the AoE and I need to stop doing it. Oh, I got it back already. Great. Wonderful. I don't know. Alright, let's clear these ships, move to the new account. This is why I wanted chromium before this round. This is going to be the biggest challenge. I guess we'll bring that in. We'll hit Anakin first. I guess we'll keep going after Anakin. Forced that. Oh yeah, he had a gear 12. Anakin. What am I even thinking about? I shouldn't have even brought in the Phantom as a reinforcement. I don't know. I go into these just assuming Anakin has the relic. I could do Cassian, but I feel like burning through this Y-Wing. I don't want the shield disruption to burn through the Y-Wing. I think we're going to do Razor Crest up against this Empire fleet with Geos. Not even Empire fleet, this Chimera with Geos. Although I forgot to level up the Slave 1. We're doing it anyway. I don't know if I've used this at 7 stars. I'm sure I've used this at 7 stars. I like to throw in the Scimitar because the Retribution. I can put on Houndstooth to keep the Houndstooth cleansing. Are we really doing this? Because I can't mark this without breach already being yeah. So why would I do that? I feel like if I don't call in Slave 1, I might not get a chance. Alright, that was not worth anyone's time. New account. Let's check feats then. New account. The hell? So we got a couple more squad arena battles. Alright. Okay. Claim this feat and let's move on to this new account. This guy also attempted to attack me and did not clear me. We just unlocked Darth Revan on this new account. It's not in this round though. The whole goal of the new account is to rapidly develop, and we're working towards a goal of unlocking all or as many of the legendary and journey characters as we can. Technically, Jedi Knight Luke is a journey character, so that one won't be happening within a year timeline. We're at 3/4, or this week, excuse me, technically is it. No, we're not going to do a recap. This guy, I believe, attacked me before I showed before last round. So we're just going to jump into this new battle. This guy started attacking me earlier today and he got stalled out somewhere. And a few of the front teams did some work. So the Night Sisters here, they took 2 battles. And they're pretty low, like they can't really attack right now. All that can really happen is Daka reviving. Then on the upper territory here, we've got Ewoks. They took at least 2 battles, maybe more. So Ewoks here took 3 battles. A lot of these teams, their utility expires later on. You don't want to be using them in the mid game. But if you can get them early, like your opponents aren't deep enough to have the counters necessary to take on a lot of these teams, unless they're a crazy person like I am. Because now I have a ton of great teams that most players don't. Because I think what you can do now, because of the shard economy changes, this wasn't possible before the shard economy, and then Nute here taking 2 and still standing, Padme still standing, is you can extremely rapidly have everything in the game unlocked. Then you can worry about leveling and gearing, and that's why you don't see a lot of level 85 characters. And most of my level 85 characters are characters who are related to a journey, or 7-star characters even, where I haven't promoted a lot of characters to 7 stars because I'm trying to save as many credits as I can to keep moving towards other journey accomplishments and keep getting more characters. And now that I have the bulk of them, I think now I can start building up those specific teams instead of over-investing in middling teams. Alright, so this, I need to make a video or something where I say, put on the 5 Zeta or don't use clones. There's not even a 5s here, but And I don't know. Still don't use clones. So we got Dooku, we have those clones, this bottom territory here. Blue stack's starting to fail on me. All right. Do I want to? I think I want to use Jedi. Because this is technically a strong team, but for this roster, it's not. I did not want Obi-Wan. I want Jolie. And now that I finally have Darth Revan, I think I'm in a position where I want to start putting Zetas on. Because I was avoiding Zetas to have purple ability mats. But maybe I want to use those purple ability mats to start working on taking Chewie C-3PO up to 7 stars. So I might need to return to Ewoks and Bounty Hunters. So maybe that's where my purple ability mats go instead of Zetas. But then again, without the credits necessary, who really, to level the characters up further, who really cares about the ability mats? I kind of need to just, I think I need to save for a little bit and then decide. I don't know, I'm going to put out a new account video this weekend now that I have Darth Revan unlocked. I want to swap with somebody with more turn meter. Because when you swap with somebody with turn meter, it's like a cooldown reduction. Let's do troopers. Wedge is the only real attacker, so we're taking him out, but it doesn't really matter with this group of characters. And this is why another reason why characters, like, I'm not worrying about level 85 or gear or things because these new kits are so much more powerful. Like these are our level 85 characters, but it doesn't matter. And these characters, like the Range Trooper and Storm, I think they're level 80, but Piet, he's 70 something. I don't remember. No, Piet's probably level 80. Never mind. That's not a good example of this. Because I used all of those guys at some time in Arena. None of them are level 85 though. God, this... I always feel sad seeing high gear Phoenix. I don't know how much I've set up these 3v3 teams. Not enough. Not on this account. Jeez, my C3PO is so far down. Burn through Yoda's protection first. Oh, it's the wrong Chewie. I wasn't paying attention. So at least throw confused so Yoda can't be spreading buffs. Missing those assists. I need to set up those 3v3 teams so that doesn't happen again. This is why I've built a deep roster as quickly as I have. Regardless of GP level, a deep roster is your biggest advantage. People spend way too much time on bad characters and teams. Time and resources. And what the shard economy changes have done is allowed you to make some very good, strong teams very quickly. And if you're not concerned about gearing them up all right away, you can build a lot of good teams that, because of the strength and quality of their kits, are going to be able to outperform their gear level. But this guy doesn't know what he's doing, because not everybody's an obsessive player, so I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but this guy is not an obsessive player, because even if you did want to run these kinds of characters, you would be using Nihilus lead or Maul lead, not Sidious lead.
Certainly lucky that you're around.
It's just, these are like the teams you see from the more casual players. I think we'll do bounty hunters here so we can ignore the taunt. I think we'll do this, because Grief at least can be stealthed to hit Dooku and put daze on Dooku. You can tell when I like sit deep in the chair, I'm just like bored. Yeah. Let's go towards the contract, I guess. I'm going to hit Dooku and lose Boba Fett or sacrifice the Bounty Hunter's Resolve because I want to get debuffs on him. Let's give it a daze. Perfect. Now we can take Dooku out. Is there the Zeta on the slash? No. I don't know. More bounty hunters, I guess. There's no taunt, so we can target whoever we want, go towards the contract right away. I've shut down. I think this is one of the stronger fleets I've seen. Just take out Ahsoka. Because she's the damage dealer. 5s is the next threat for damage. And Rex don't matter. Alright, that's a wrap. If I hadn't already closed the other blue stacks, we would check what my final matchup was likely to be. But this was... I need to do a bunch of gearing. I gotta do all my executor. Let's switch to the other screen. What I'm going to do before the next round of Grand Arena is something I do not recommend, which is I'm going to gear up all of the executor requirements to relics way before the executor event even comes back, and add a bunch of bloat to my roster. Because I need to increase my GP. I've geared up everything else. I kind of wanted to see the Lord Vader requirements, but I need to get myself into a different player pool. But that's all I got to say. I'm tired and a little, I don't know, frustrated from boredom. So be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.